All right. I know this is the beginning. This is just the beginning of the NBA regular season, but I already have a prediction. As a matter of fact, I made this prediction before the season even started because during this past NBA offseason, which is the summer, a lot of people made a hype about Bradley Beal going to the Phoenix Suns. Thus, the Phoenix Suns now have a super team uh, that they have a super team that consists of three of the hottest NBA players, three of the top 10 of the hottest NBA players right now, which is Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and now Bradley Beal. And I stated this ever since the offseason. I said this to myself and I stated this on other panels that this team, this Phoenix Suns team, is not going to go anywhere far. As a matter of fact, my further prediction, is that before the trade deadline that's going to happen in February of 2024, that trio in the Phoenix Suns will break up. They'll end up breaking up, in which one of those three players are going to get traded due to the fact that the team would have such a bad record that the owners of the Suns will have no choice but to give up one of those three players. And it will not be Devin Booker. Devin Booker is the franchise player for the Phoenix Suns. He's there to stay. It's going to either be Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant that will be traded from the Phoenix Suns by this upcoming trade deadline. You heard this first. Now, right now, once again, I understand this is the beginning of the NBA regular season. But a team like the Suns that have these three players should not be the 10th team in the Western Conference. Technically, on paper, when you have players such as Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker playing one team, on paper, the team should not fall to becoming the 10th best team in the Western Conference. That means that you're not even on the top 8. Basically, if this was the playoffs right now, the Suns would not even make it in the playoffs. But this is what happens when you build a super team. The thing is in the NBA is that NBA have a history of building these so-called super teams, and these super teams not going that far as winning a championship. Why? Because the chemistry will not be there. And that's what's going on with the Phoenix Suns team. There's not enough basketballs in one basketball game in order for you to have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal in one team. These three guys are scorers, which means that they hog the ball. All three players, in order for them to actually have some sort of for them to provide something of substance to the team, they have to have the ball in their hands about 80% of the time. Kevin Durant's this way, Bradley Beal's this way, and Devin Booker's this way. In order for them to have any positive effects on whichever team that they play on, they have to have the ball in their hands 80% of the time. So when you have these three players playing on one team, guess what? There's not enough basketballs to go around for these three players to have the ball in their hands at a tremendous amount of time. Therefore, they're not going to be that effective. And the chemistry and the team chemistry will not be that strong. Therefore, I predict that the Suns organization will have no choice but to get rid of and break up that trio by the time the trade deadline comes in February of 2024. I said it ever since this summer or this past NBA offseason when the world first heard the news that Bradley Beal went to the Phoenix Suns. You know, this trio is not going to work. You can't have three pure scorers, aka ball hogs, play on one team. You can't have that and think that the team is going to go far. If this trio do not break up by the NBA trade deadline, I predict that this team will not make it anywhere past the second round of the playoffs, because this Phoenix Suns team that exists right now have the ability to make it to the playoffs, even though they're number 10 in the Western Conference right now, right? But come playoff time, this Phoenix Suns team, like I said before, with these three stars, have the ability to make it to the top 8 teams of the Western Conference and make the playoffs. But they won't go anywhere further than the second round of the playoffs with that team. You see what the Spurs did today, ass? The Spurs is a damn rebuilding franchise. They rebuilding. They got these young players. They rebuilding. And then Spurs already beat the Suns twice and made a fool out of them. You know? This Suns team is going to have to break up. Now, don't get me. Now, hold on. One, the Spurs did a big mistake giving away Christmas. Not the Spurs, Suns. This Suns team is not going anywhere far with that trio. The Suns made a big mistake by trading away Chris Paul. They made, in my opinion, they made another great mistake by trading the backup point guard, what's his name? Cameron Payne. I think Cameron Payne now plays for, I forgot which team he plays for now. Last time I checked, I think he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks or something. I don't know. Damn, I forgot. I think he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks or something like that. But I'm happy that the Suns got Grayson Allen. That's a good move for the Suns. That's good for the Suns to get Grayson Allen. That's good for the Suns for them to get Nurkic. But that trio of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, they're going to eventually have to break up. And I believe they will in this coming offseason. And like I said, Devin Booker is not going to be one of those 3 players that's going to be traded. He's in the Suns to stay. He's the franchise player. It's going to be either Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal that's going to have to, or that will be traded away from the Suns. And once that happens, the Suns will be a better team and they'll perform better. Mark my words. And if this prediction is wrong, or any of my predictions that I made in this video is incorrect, you guys as the viewing audience have every right to come and check me. You know? Because unlike most people on YouTube, I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong.